Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit.
Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Rien suffit pour m'inaimer. Rien suffit pour réanimer. J'ai tout le nécessaire pour stimuler l'esprit, l'aérer ou l'élever. Apprendre de la vie du bon côté, le côté positif, oui, le côté battant. L'autre versant de la montagne ou du volcan humain, celui qui le plus se manifeste dans mes écrits. Attendons qu'un peu il revient. Attends, comme le retour du printemps. À présent, Tintin, l'ambiance du renouveau. Regarde, ma pensée déteint sur la tienne. Je détiens la force de la sérénité, même si je fais des pieds et des mains pour maintenir l'euphorie dans ce monde en couleur terne que je dépeins. Puis repeins, où les vivants s'apparentent aux défunts, se résignant à la fatalité omniprésente d'un destin de stress, de pression sans fin. Obsession du gars et des biens matériels, c'est sans frein. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Mais je capte le besoin d'un discours différent. Voilà pourquoi un beau jour dans mon esprit naquit. La rime métisse, une poignée de jouiront tous partis dans le lot périple de la musique sans se soucier du danger. Savoir et savoir vivre engrangé, désormais prêt à échanger les données de base. Si tous nous n'étions que des étrangers, par ce transfert d'un genre très particulier. Se crée le lien en public ou en privé. J'y vais de bon cœur, dénoue le nœud des nerfs de l'esprit positif émergent. Agis face à tous ces préjugés comme un détergent. Détergent encore des tas à découvrir, à explorer. J'espère que tu seras du voyage comme les yeux rivés sur un bouquin intéressant. Moi je peux dévorer ces pages une à une en quelques minutes, car ma soif de connaissance n'a pas de satiété. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Mon rap un grand jeu de société, mon âme plongée, mon âme plongée, mon âme plongée dans un état de sobriété avancée. Quelques rayons de soleil suffisent à me relancer. L'âme plus légère, libérée par ces vers, persévère au travers des humeurs, donc les idées sont claires. Rien suffit pour s'ouvrir et rien suffit pour sourire, paix.
Rien suffit.
Alright, hey, what's up everybody? This is Agasicles Davis from GearWorks.com and the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube, here with another episode of the Firearm Tales on an early AM live stream for Saturday, the 3rd of November, 2018. I need to say right off the bat, I do not know how much actual gaming and streaming we're going to get done this morning. I have had a host of problems, so this is a reset config that I'm running this morning. And so I tested everything out last night. However, I just had some wonky problems this morning. Basically, the streaming PC, just for no reason, needed to be rebooted. but I spent a lot of time troubleshooting and trying to understand what was going on. Initially, when I brought it up, I had no audio going out to the speakers for, like, no good reason. And I thought it was something maybe that I changed at the last minute last night, because I did pre-flight this setup last night. Heroic Lost Crew. Exodus Black. Alright, yeah, I know. And obviously my other... So it's gonna insist... I go look at my triumphs. Will allow me to dismiss that. Alright, so we're gonna head for Nessus. So a public event starting, but I'm not going to get into that. Is that that's a strike? We're not going to play strikes this morning. Alright, so we're just going to head for this Heroic Lost Crew. Mark that. Best place for me to put down is the Exodus Black Landing Zone, so we'll head there. And while that's going on, I'm going to step over here and check out my audio mix balance. So we're just going to head for this Heroic Lost Crew. Mark that. Best place for me to put down is the Exodus Black Landing Zone, so we'll head there. And while that's going on, I'm going to step over here and check out my audio mix balance. Okay, so it sounds like everything is going okay with the audio mix. We'll see how things go this morning. Level 50 down there. Now, I have not played the PS4 version of Destiny 2 in quite some time. I am playing my Titan this morning, who is my original Destiny character from way back in the day. And I did play a little bit last night, but it's still probably going to take me a little bit to get warmed up. I'm so used to playing on, what the, Mikhail? Who is firing that trash? Where's that coming from? Somewhere over here, it looks like. Oh. Really? Gonna roll like that? So yeah, basically, since I got the PC version of this, I have not been able to be bothered to play the PlayStation 4 version. My characters are quite behind. I continue to be slightly dissatisfied with this camera placement. Keep trying to fix it. I guess my mic was muted that whole time.
Captain, friendly ghost. I have been wondering recently what became of two members of the Exodus Black Crew.
Of course, my mic was muted that whole time while I was talking. So I continue to be dissatisfied with the placement of this camera. Trying to get it nailed down here. Now, Collect the Vex data chip. Oh. Immune. What? What the mucky tuck was that? Of course, I can't even see the, He really totally... Whoa! What have I got myself into where these guys are totally immune to a weapon that I have pulled? What? How? What in the flock is going on? Did I completely miss a patch or something? I mean, do I just have an old weapon arm that's like... How is he a... Okay. I do not under... How can they just be completely immune to every weapon that I'm... This has got to be because... Why in the world would that be? Do I have old weapons armed or something from like... I mean, I haven't played in a long time, admittedly. And I know that I've seen them over the duration of time, like basically obsolete weapons and mods and things like that. No, like, am I totally out to lunch or what's going on? Yeah, I may need to go change some stuff out entirely. So this has been a painful live stream this morning. Like I said, I got up. So I pre-flighted all this last night. Got up this morning. Brought the streaming PC up out of sleep. And got everything set up. Wrote up all my different posts for social media. Which is probably arguably the thing that takes the longest time in getting started. I mean, I've gotten all the technical stuff down. Now what takes a long time is trying to write a unique post for Facebook and Twitter every single time. I got somebody shooting from behind me. I honestly don't understand what's going on. Have I not... So clearly there is something that I am not understanding. I just feel like this is going to be a totally lost morning. So I got up, got everything set up, went to hit the live stream button, and it was apparent that Facebook was receiving the stream, but it wasn't, I mean, it was getting some number of bits, but I guess apparently wasn't getting the whole thing, again, for no reason. I went to try to live stream to Mixer just as a comparison test. That worked, seemingly. So again, I had no explanation. I was starting to think it was a Facebook problem. And so I went to YouTube and I wasn't pulling down any YouTube videos, which I didn't understand. Is that? That's just a piece of junk or trash or something. I mean, so I just...
Fallen are feeding on that servitor.
That is very bad news. Please stop them.
I mean, so I destroyed... Whoa! So I think what this may be is my characters may be leveled in, Is that a bad guy over there? Yes. Whoa. This could be an issue.
Eat that, Fallen. Yeah. Servitors make sentient machines.
Could be an issue where I'm leveled on PC and I'm like just
Impossible. I always
not understanding the reality of how I'm not leveled on PS4. I don't know. But that adventure that I started earlier was not having it. Like I wasn't impacting, I wasn't hitting, wasn't damaging the Vex at all. They were all coming up as immune to my weapons. So let's not do that. Let's figure out something else to do this morning. What? And the problem I have now. Let's see if that's gonna get me killed. Problem I'm having now is I'm just running very tightly up against the very high likelihood that I'm gonna be interrupted during the live stream this morning. And of course we've expected. Why am I running? Don't I have a little
Guardian, there's a cloaked Fallen in your vicinity. Neutralize it. We need to confirm a theory.
Okay, is my speeder bike still out? Nope. Oh. Alright, so that's apparently not the thing. Oh, where'd he go? Get that data lattice real quick.
We found something on the body. These are coordinates to the Exodus Black.
Indeed. We have reports that the Fallen plan to destroy Failsafe's mainframe and scrap it for parts.
Not on our way.
Alright.
We're on our way, Failsafe.
This adventure has a distinctly Halo feel to it.
Continued existence is one of my prime directives. It was the Cade unit who led the Fallen to me. Totally blew my cover. All of this is his fault.
I said I'm still getting used to the feel of this. And of course, the control scheme is not nearly as slick as... How am I missing all my melee? Come on, Stamus, pull it together. Just missed that accuracy of the mouse and keyboard. Oh, there we go. There's some of that mean streak. Get out of here with that trash. Man, I feel like old Muhammad Ali. Oh. Man, you need to blast it. Where the flip? How did I wind up in that? Is that Captain? Oh, what is... You... Well, not graceful, but... Man, I feel like on PC, this fight would have been over already. Yeah, I just think that air pirouette, I'm just... Nah. This is actually ridiculous. Hold against the fallen siege, 66% down. And of course my allergies are killing me this morning. So yeah, so I had the network problems, but then on top of that, I just inexplicably had no sound. And like zero audio coming out of the PC. Had the right audio output selected. And I was like, what in the flip is going on? And finally, when I played the YouTube video, bless Google's heart, the warning actually said, if you're experiencing problems receiving the video, consider restarting your PC. So that's what I did. And then everything came up. Now, one thing that I have noticed that is good about this character is I appear to regain grenades fairly quickly.
Zavala, I'm picking up a fallen signal from a nearby cave. I think that's where they're getting their orders. How about we take out the leadership?
That's how you ended the House of Wolves. That's how you folded the Red Legion. Do what you have to.
And now that we've got everything working and I'm finally settling in, like I said, I just, I'll be lucky if we get another 35 minutes in. That's going to be highly unlikely. So this is mainly, and I'm glad I did this, because this is actually predominantly about getting things set for tonight. When I think I'm supposed to have a co-stream with one of the members of Streamers and Viewers on the Facebook group. And I would like to continue playing this afternoon just to kind of continue to work the kinks out, but I've got some other obligations this afternoon. So as much as we can with the time that we have remaining, let's go ahead and start running down the hardware that's being used today to render the live stream. So I am playing on the PlayStation 4, my PlayStation 4 OG this morning. Not playing on the PlayStation 4 Pro. Actually, that I talked about. I'm playing on this because I've been neglecting it so much. I think my PlayStation 4 Pro has gotten even less attention. Quit running. Blimey Varnet. What problem I'm having is I'm having the hardest time with spatial audio this morning too, like understanding where these guys are. And for a video capture device this morning, I am using the Blackmagic Web Presenter. And for those of you who are not familiar with Blackmagic, Blackmagic is a high-end... It's a company that makes high-end, very high-end studio cameras and studio production gear. And this is one of those pieces of their kit. It's about a $500 device. Alright, well thankfully these guys aren't coming up as immune. Am I supposed to go through the portal-y thing here? Looks like. And what the web presenter does is it takes any HDMI input and sends it over to a PC and makes the PC see it as a webcam. So it gives you the ability to hook up anything that can output HDMI, so a DSLR, a Micro Four Thirds camera, a mirrorless interchangeable lens camera, camcorder, video recording camera. Basically anything that outputs HDMI, which incidentally... And in fact, when I originally bought it, that's why I bought it, was I was buying it to gain the ability to utilize my high-end cameras for podcasts and for live streams in lieu of kind of lower-end webcams. But once I got a hold of it, I was like, huh, wait, it can take any HDMI signal and convert it to webcam input to a PC? So why can't I send it into OBS and route a PlayStation 4 through it, and that actually works? I mean, PlayStation 4 or anything else, really. And so now I do use it as a capture device. Stay still. Grenade. Did I actually take that thing out? So, I don't ever remember having a weapon like this. So it's a bit weird. What am I supposed to do with that? Usually you have to notch that somewhere, so they want you to take it up here. Yeah, hold on. Great. Alright, give me a second. I will, Alright, give me a second, everybody. I will BRB.
Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Rien suffit pour miner, mais rien suffit pour réanimer. J'ai tout le nécessaire pour stimuler l'esprit, l'aérer ou l'aider. Apprendre la vie du bon côté, le côté positif, oui, le côté battant. L'autre versant de la montagne ou du volcan humain, celui qui le plus se manifeste dans mes écrits. Attendons qu'un peu il revient. Attends, comme le retour du printemps. À présent, Tintin, l'ambiance du renouveau. Regarde, ma pensée déteint sur la tienne. Je détiens la force de la sérénité, même si je fais des pieds et des mains pour maintenir le forêt dans ce monde en couleur terne que je dépeins. Puis repeins, où les vivants s'apparentent aux défunts, se résignant à la fatalité omniprésente d'un destin de stress, de pression sans fin. Obsession du gars et des biens matériels, c'est sans frein. rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Mais je capte le besoin d'un discours différent. Voilà pourquoi un beau jour dans mon esprit naquit. La rime métisse, une poignée de jouiront tous partis dans le lot périple de la musique sans se soucier du danger. Savoir et savoir vivre engrangé, désormais prêt à échanger les données de base. Si tous nous n'étions que des étrangers, de par ce transfert d'un genre très particulier. Se crée le lien en public ou en privé. J'y vais de bon cœur, dénoue le nœud des nerfs de l'esprit positif émergent. Agis face à tous ces petits sujets comme un détergent. J'en ai encore des tas à découvrir, à explorer. J'espère que tu seras du voyage comme les yeux rivés sur un bouquin intéressant. Moi je peux dévorer ces pages une à une en quelques minutes, car ma soif de connaissance n'a pas de satiété. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Mon rap un grand jeu de société, mon âme plongée, mon âme plongée, mon âme plongée dans un état de sobriété avancée. Quelques rayons de soleil suffisent à me relancer. L'âme plus légère, libérée par ces vers, persévère au travers des humeurs, donc les idées sont claires. Rien suffit pour s'ouvrir et rien suffit pour sourire, paix. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Rien suffit.
Alright, so we're back. A little bit of this clunkiness. Getting back into live streaming is what I get for laying off a week from live streaming. Oh, is that an engram that I dropped?
Wow.
Wow is not a helpful
That is an engram.
ghost.
So the fallen signal is coming from behind a massive barrier powered by Vex Tech. Looks like they've stolen themselves.
Okay. These things are not my favorite. What I have, what I get a really decent about on PC, and I'm not settling into, is using cover and terrain and flowing from cover 2 to cover 2. How did you just completely miss? Oh, the servitor is back? Move, 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 move. Really just got to get better at fighting. So did we talk about the Blackmagic Web Presenter? So for a webcam this morning, this is another one of my favorite pieces of gear, is I am using when I find out who's shooting that trash. Oh, you long-range mofo. Sniper. Dumb. Don't try and engage a sniper with a... Now why? So why did I not pick this up? Just my other ammo full. Yeah, these need some attrition here. I just molt 2 fools with 1 punch. When I get to you, you gonna know. Alright, so where's this arc thingy? Actually, let me get this data lattice first. So for a webcam, I'm using the Zoom Q2N web camera. This is one of these cameras that I have from the company that specializes in making semi-pro microphones for recording artists. This is a field camera, studio camera, that's really built for recording in studio or small venue performances by music artists. They have really great microphones on them. I'm not using the integrated microphone with it this morning. And I have 3 cameras from that company. I have a second QN. I really like them because they're very small. Oh, that Blad Nabbit dummy. Rusty does not begin to describe the level of ineptitude this morning. Great. Let's do this all over again. Yeah, and the truth is I've gotten way too soft playing with the PC controls.
So the fallen signal is coming from behind a massive barrier.
And with how much time I've invested in that character, leveling it up. I've also been playing a hunter there and not a titan, and there are definitely differences, and I need to get back to that and understand it. Fighting needs to be a tad bit more intuitive, which is tough to do with this control scheme. That sniper up there really pisses me off. So I need to deal with him first. He's making me physically angry. Ugh, horrible. What? Alright. I guess he just poofed on his own. I think what I am also weak about is I think I've gotten used to my hunter on PC who throws the knives whenever I throw melee and miss. I think probably 90% of the time I wind up tagging a guy anyway. That was dumb. And yeah, that's a thing I do on PC that I'm not settling into now, is I really focus on limiting how many enemies I'm exposed to at any one time, and I'm not doing that. No blow-uppy droids. Where are they? Yeah, and I need to spend a lot of time grinding in this PlayStation 4 version to get better weapons. That was a complete and entire miss. Oh. Alright, I think I see where I'm supposed to drop that in. Over here, right? Oh, no, no, no. No, dude. I was about to say, I'm having a crappy morning playing this, and when I do something like fall off the edge, I'm going to be really angry. I can't even see. Okay. A little more relaxed now. I thought these edges were down to bottomless pits. Hate the BAM thing. Focus on the servitor. Focus on the servitor. Need to move. TV's really dark. It's not helping that I have a bunch of portrait lights shining in my face either. Literally cannot see the edges of these things where I'm stepping off. Man. I do believe that the PC also offers me a wider field of view, too. So basically, yeah, I'm saying I've gotten soft playing the PC.
Now let's see who's been sending these fallen to kill Failsafe. Kill them back.
Man, if I wind up running into a monster beast of some type over here, I'm gonna be hurting. I am not ready. Whoa. Where did he don't like the bamfing? Well, here we go. No, how do I... here we go. Hammer time! Smoked him.
Alright, I think we've got this taken care of. That fallen fluid won't be bothering you anymore, Failsafe.
Come on.
Good work. All right.
You have my thanks,
Yeah, this was just a...
Captain. You
Just not the morning to take any risks.
problems created by the cave unit. That must be one
I
of
gotta
your
clean the
designated
trash up, and I'm having problems with that? You're seriously fighting like an old man. Alright, well... Maybe this is at least kicking the cobwebs free, so when I do the co-stream tonight, it won't be so horrible. I guess I can just go ahead and figure out where to go to get out of here. Or to find something else to do. Probably. Well, only. Let's see. I got my patootie kicked when I went and tried that. Let's track the lost crew. Fast travel to the Artifact's Edge first. And for a microphone this morning, I am using a lapel mic that I have connected into a long-run 3.5mm cable. So I plugged it into that and ran it over to the streaming PC and plugged it into the line in port on the back panel. I really love lapel mics, to be quite honest. I should use them more often, and probably, if I had to get rid of all my other studio equipment and mics, the lapel mics would probably be the ones that I would keep. Good. After the opening sequence this morning, I'm glad whenever I hit a Vex and don't see that blasted immune text come up. Oh, I thought this thing was further out. Now, where did it go again? Oh no, it is further out. Nah, come on. Now, my main problem with Nessus is it has some really stupid terrain with a lot of verticality that you have to traverse, and there's a ton of platforming on this planet that I'm not really a huge fan of. There's a neat little speeder bikey sequence there. Is this thing right here? It is. I don't remember having to go that far away to get to this thing. But such is the case.
Captain, friendly ghost. I have been wondering recently what became of two members of the Exodus Black crew. They left on their own a long time ago. Never came back.
Sure, Elsie. Where do we start?
The local vet.
And for listening to the in-game audio this morning, what I'm doing is I'm coming out of the optical output on the back of my Samsung 4K TV. Shield didn't help you, Bo. Into a media converter that converts it from optical to 3.5mm output. And then I am bringing that over with the 3.5mm to RCA cable. So it comes out of the media converter 3.5mm to a 3.5mm male connection. And then I have, on the opposite end of that cable, I have two RCA left and right channel male connections that I use to plug into my line in port on my Behringer Xenix 302 USB hardware mixer. And then I set the dip switches on the mixer to send the audio over to the headphone port on the right-hand side of the mixer, where I have a pair of Plantronics, or I have the Plantronics Rig Flex headset plugged in, which I'm just using for headphones this morning. So am I just supposed to kill some random Vex and pick up some data chip that falls down? I think that's the plan. Although I do not know where those random Vex might be, since the guys that I just hit, none of them dropped one. What did that say? Destroy Vex and take their data core, so Failsafe and Ghost can narrow down the location of the missing Exodus members. Okay, so show me some Vex that are not immune to whatever weapons that my... Alright, here we go. Let me use the speeder bike to run up the hill. Oh! Why are these guys not dropping data cores, though? That's what I don't understand. Now, is this a symbol that I've already seen and observed before? It looks like it. Why are these guys not dropping data cores? I don't understand that. Of course, all that gear is being run over to my streaming PC, and for the month of November, I am using my primary Uber Boxen as my streaming PC. A little death from above here. Yep. The ball was too high. Okay, good.
The Vex noted 2 humans passing through this region ages ago. Beings from Earth were a rare occurrence back then. I've located a conflux with more information.
Failsafe, you're not expecting your crewmates to still be alive, are you?
And the streaming PC, actually, I mean, it's up on the screen, so you can see. It's
The missing crew.
powered by a AMD Ryzen 7 1700X, 24 gigabytes of DDR 2666 megahertz RAM,
If they're out there, we'll find them.
and an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070. I am thinking about bumping to a 2070. And actually, really, I'm not even thinking about it for gaming. It's predominantly now to have a more powerful GPU for encoding of live streams and game captures. And of course, as is always the case, I'm finally kind of settling in and being comfortable with both the stream and PS4 Destiny, just as it's time that I'm going to have to wrap things up. It's real tight and narrow through here. This may not have been the way that I was supposed to go. The black levels on this TV are killing me. It's really dark. How do you get back out of the... Okay. Whew. I definitely took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. It's too vertical for the Sparrow. Oh, that is a Minotaur. I'm like looking at him. I'm like, that doesn't look like a normal Vex. Minotaurs are my favorite though. After spending like literally 3 years since Destiny 1 of constantly like cowering in fear every time I saw a Minotaur pop up. Minotaur. Really doing a lot of maintenance duty in killing things this morning, just trying to get, again, settled back into this control scheme after being on keyboard and mouse for so long. Is the thing up here? Yeah, that Sparrow's not going to make it all the way up here. Now maybe once I'm up here, I can get on it again. No, that was less than graceful. Here's the conflicts I need, I believe. Yep. Of course, Ghost always attracts a lot of attention whenever he goes to hack something. Absolutely no need for me to do that manually myself. When a grenade will do the trick. Engram. I think this afternoon and tonight when I play, I will also have better coffee. Because I ran out of creamer last night. Forgot about that before I made a pot this morning, so now I have nothing but the almond milk creamer. Which I am okay with when I choose it. I do not like it when I am... Whoa! Now, is there something coming in that's from a nearby public event? Glad nabbit. Grenades off. And I think what I've got is I've got nearby bogeys that are not driven by my level. Probably by some black nabbit minotaur. Oh, that grenade actually worked!
Calculating probabilities. Yes, they are.
Gotta let us.
They are.
What else have we got here? I spent a lot of time listening to and thinking about. No! Spent a lot of time listening to and thinking about the Apple event this week and their products that have come out. Listening to a lot of the tech media talk about it. I haven't been particularly in concordance with their thoughts on the matter. I think it's really funny how the media now talks about a good or amazing, in some people's terms, Apple update is when they update a product and didn't take any ports away. It's particularly sad, I feel like. And I have been a user of Apple products. Actually, probably my favorite tablet to use right now. What am I supposed to do with these? Hack interrupt, conflicts, hack interrupted. So I'm just supposed to... Yeah, the problem is... So I think... flipping minotaurs. I think I've gotten mixed up in some nearby public event. I don't even know if this is my adventure or not. And this is an event type that I am not particularly a fan of. But yeah, I guess as I've been thinking about it, and thinking about writing about it and blogging on gearworks.com, one of my issues is it seems like Apple is the only company that can improve antiquated products that they haven't updated for 4 or 5 years. Remove capabilities. Increase the relative price for the SKU, or in terms of where it sits relatively across their product line, and have people go, it's an amazing update, right? Like, look, I love the concept of the Mac Mini. I've frequently targeted it. The one that I would have bought, that I passed by and missed, was when they had the Mac Mini server. But I mean, they've updated the Mac Mini and the minimum config. They've bumped the price from $499 to $800, and I'm like,
Follow these coordinates. The backs are
that's for like a Core i3 powered
graphic placard for our convenience.
mini box, and I'm like,
Presumably, my missing crew were forced to partake.
whereas an Intel NUC, which is the nearest equivalent, like $500. I mean, even System 76 that sells a Ubuntu-based mini box, that mini box starts at like $570, and I'm just like, I don't understand how. And again, the advertising around this stuff, you know, that they're the company of privacy, just bugs me. I'm like, yeah, because you're. Yeah, but it's not like you're not getting your due in terms of your ridiculously high margins on your hardware. So I don't know, and I talk about it that way because in my own upgrade cycle for, you know, things around the studio, which you can see part of here in the background, you know, Apple products are always under consideration, and I have so I guess we didn't win that event.
What do computational processing speeds matter for Vex? Answer
You know, Apple products are always a consideration. Is this a jump? No, I'm missing somehow. Follow the Vex hologram. Okay, there we go. More platforming, yay!
The test demands we reach 3 data modules.
This test is made for humans?
The contents have been calibrated to challenge a guardian, though they don't refer to you by that title.
What do they call us?
Those who wield that...
Is that thing actually disappearing? If I swear, if I... I do not have the patience for platforming this morning. Allergies are starting to mess up. So yeah, and I've owned, what have I had? I've owned a plastic shell MacBook back in the day, a MacBook Pro, the 15-inch, which is actually probably arguably my favorite laptop that I've ever owned, and I've owned a number of laptops in the course of my years testing hardware and doing reviews. And probably most recently, I had like the 2015 MacBook Zero, I guess, which I liked in concept, but despised the keyboard on that thing. Another thing I haven't gotten used to here is the jump mechanic, which again on Nessus is an absolute necessity for all this doofy platforming. Okay. And again, I'm much more confident in my Hunter's jumping ability on the PC. I really just need to get somewhere where I can stop and wipe my eyes clear. Is that up here? I think I can do that. Yeah. Alright, let's figure out where the data modules. I absolutely hate this. And these blasted things are disappearing. Yeah, and the live stream might be over at this point, it sounds like. Where's the blasted? It's somewhere way up there. Ugh. I don't even know where to begin to get that vertical. I guess I gotta go back out here on the rocket platforms. And the problem with the Titan is, quite frankly, they just jump too blasted far. Okay, alright. Now, where is it? Feels like I need to get somewhere over there. How? Is this the thing? Yes. And it's one data module. There's the other one. How do I get there? Okay. Ah, blad nabbit, it disappeared right from underneath me, and I'm gonna... Ah! So angry. Come on. I gotta go do this trash all over again. Man, I am a big fan of Destiny 2, but I tell you what, the one thing I cannot stand is how gamer unfriendly it is about this mess about no pausing and no... Oh. Save points. What is now? Harassing fire? Harassing fire? Alright. Is that the data node right there? That is. You better not. Well, the data node itself can't disappear. Whoa. Whew.
Your missing crew. How did they get separated?
They disagreed with Captain Jacobson's decisions, and they departed.
No, really?
My
Seriously?
software was unable to amend the situation, so I gave them what provisions I could, more than the requisite amount. I knew they would be more vulnerable in the wild, but I could not change their fate.
Where to next? Oh, follow the Vex hologram again. Okay. That was disorienting. So I should also mention, so for lighting, and I don't think I have the best lighting this morning, so I'm using 4 portrait lamps. One at a workstation over there, one at a workstation over there. I've got one on the floor that I'm trying to do some bounce lighting to the ceiling above me and back down, and then one that I have hooked on to the actual gameplay TV. Great, respawning restricted. Well, hopefully I can put this down and wrap it up. That would be a good end to this morning. Would have actually gotten... Vex! Cover 2, cover 2. Alright, let's get this down. Limit exposure to the number of enemies who have a shot on you at one time. Creating and shaping. tactical equivalents, despite being outnumbered. Slide to cover. Reverse. Move, 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 move. Sprint, bam, jump. Rotate, pirouette, down. Now, I think I have some combat spaces to traverse, right? So it's not like this is going to be the first encounter. So from here, maybe not. Maybe you are just going to fight in this area. Good shot, but I got to move. You are not. Do it, arm sword. Let's not use up all the sword ammo at once. You definitely need to do some attrition and take out the trash. I know, I hear you. But you will yield. Did I take him down? I did. That was a much more effective grenade than I expected.
I appreciate your efforts, Captain.
Just sprint and not break out the speeder bike. So regularly scheduled live streams this month. I'm actually adding a third session. Last couple months, I've just had 2 regularly scheduled live streams per month, or per week. You need to move from there. That's not as effective a cover as you thought. Cannot afford to miss. Effective. I got hung up on that blasted step. All that clumsy, awkward trash. Don't jump in that. Get your bearings. Get your bearings. Oh. Medusa, Gorgon, Demogorgon, whatever that thing is. Hydra. That thing is angry. Wow. Didn't think that was actually going to work.
I'm reading a very faint distress signal. It's ancient.
Search the chamber. The chamber go up here and turn the corner? Yeah. Oh. Nope. Lost the lead somewhere over here. Okay. Oh. That's a body. I hope this is actually the wrap up to this. Nice. Okay, we actually got something done this morning.
Bodies are outside my sensor range, but I can detect them through your
So regularly scheduled live streams this month are actually going to be Saturday mornings, 4:30 a.m. to probably about 6.
The memory of what happened to them will live forever in me. And so
The end time of the morning live stream is something that I am not in control of. And then again Saturday evenings at about 9:30 p.m. till midnight, and then Tuesday evenings 9:30 p.m. till midnight. So Tuesday night, Saturday morning, and Saturday evening are when the regularly scheduled live streams on the Rounding Off Affinity page will be going down. I will be continuing to stream directly to Facebook. actually had a pretty enjoyable time. So this is rare that I continue streaming to the same service 2 months in a row. And we are going to keep it right here. Keeping the Rounding Off Infinity Winnebago, as I refer to it. My roving caravan of streaming content. One thing that I am changing this month as well is I've been thinking that for Season 4 on Rounding Off Infinity, which generally starts after my new seasons for my YouTube channel and other content generally start after the Thanksgiving holiday in any given year. I'd been thinking that I was going to tighten up my focus on something. What am I doing here? Alright, so I'm coming out on this red thing. And let me just... yeah, we'll just return to orbit. I'd been thinking that I was going to tighten up my focus on new games. That was going to be part of my shtick, both for the podcast, Enough to Keep Going, which shows on the Enough to Keep on the E2KG Network channel on YouTube. And I didn't do a great job. Last year we were on it. Between the four of us, we played all the new games. We're part of the conversation, and we're able to have a pretty robust gaming superlatives conversation at the end of the year. That is what we do instead of GOTY or Game of the Year nominations and elections, because it's more about what we like in gaming than it is about, us declaring what the best game that was released that year was. And so for Season 4 on Rounding Off Infinity, I was gonna... So anyway, coming into this year, I particularly felt like there was a dearth of good games in comparison to the crop that we got in 2017. And so I didn't focus so tightly on playing all like the latest games. We're playing a little bit of catch up here at the end of the year. For instance, I've been invited. I've gotten an invite into the Assassin's Creed Odyssey streaming beta by Google, and I haven't even been bothered to go and check in and play it. Partially because streaming is taking up so much more time. But for Rounding Off Infinity Season 4, I was like, well, let me swerve back to focusing on the new games, and I'll combine that with my streaming, and so my streaming channel will be much more so consistent gameplay of like the new games. And so I had been planning, for instance, on playing Red Dead, and actually, I would say that the root cause of this shift is Red Dead Redemption 2. So I had been planning on playing Red Dead Redemption 2 pretty steadily for the next month or so. The next new game that I was going to buy was going to happen like the third week of November. And I have just bounced off of Red Dead Redemption 2. It is too long a slog in the first, I don't have 16 hours to put into a game up front to get to the meat of it. And I'm going to continue picking at Red Dead 2, but the notion of being like tightly coupled and slaved to that game, because it's a new game in the release, no. And also most recently, I've spent a lot of time, because I played Need for Speed Horizon 4 on Xbox, and then shifted to Red Dead Redemption 2, also on Xbox. That has resulted in me spending a crap ton of time on my Xbox this past month, and I haven't been playing on PC. So I don't like the shtick. And admittedly, I think I want to have a little less volatility in what I'm playing and shifting around so much as I have typically historically done. But I do also want to get around and play more platforms and more games more frequently. So, again, I think I'm going to go back to a playlist paradigm that is something different than what I was thinking about. And so what you are likely to see is a little more variance in platforms and games across the Rounding Off Infinity page for as long as the Winnebago is parked here. And on the YouTube channel. So, if you're going to stick around and follow me here this month and see what I play, but then say I shift in December to YouTube or Mixer or someplace else for live streams, the thing to do is, if you don't want to watch or keep up you know, as I shift to those other services for the live streams, you can always just kind of check in and see what I'm up to on YouTube, because that's where I archive anything. So whenever I live stream, I can currently record it. But I've gotten over my fear that that's going to be some big major performance hit. So as I'm live streaming this, I'm also concurrently recording it on the streaming PC. Like I said, behind me, the primary Uber box. And and one of the things also that led into my decision to get back to hopping to platforms more frequently is because as I rearranged the studio and found lots of things that were stuffed underneath tables and whatnot, I came across my flight control systems and joysticks, and I was like, huh, man, I haven't played a flight sim in like a really long time, and that used to be something that I played pretty frequently on my YouTube channel and wherever I was live streaming. So again, I just want to kind of get back to that. So I'll be shifting around a little less than I used to, but more than I have been for the last couple of months, and more than I had planned to for Season 4 and rounding off Infinity. So look, thanks so much for joining in. I know it was a slow burn. I was trying to get settled into the game and trying to get the live stream set up, finalized. I will be back on tonight. I'm supposed to do some kind of co-stream or mixed stream or something like that with one of the other members of the community on Streamers Viewers. So that is the plan for tonight. And of course, Tuesday night I will be on as well. And I know I've got some gaming homework to do for the E2KG Enough to Keep Going podcast. I'm supposed to be getting back to Far Cry 5 on PlayStation 4. So I'll probably be using this current streaming configuration for that as well. So, thanks so much for joining in this morning. I know it was clunky on the YouTube channel. There's probably a bunch of forefront stuff you're gonna have to just, you know, click past, because of course I don't have time to edit these videos before I post them to YouTube. So, I will put a time marker index in the front of the video, telling you, you know, where to fast forward to or skip to get to the actual gameplay. But once again, thanks so much for joining in this morning. I do appreciate it. For anybody who happened by the live stream on Facebook, I appreciate you immensely, and for anybody who checks in and looks at the archive version of this on the Rounding Off Infinity channel on YouTube, I appreciate you as well, especially those subscribers. There are not a lot of you, but man, I appreciate each and every one of you. So thanks so much for joining in. And once again, my name has been Agasically Stamus from GearWorks.com, the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube, and the Rounding Off Infinity channel, gaming channel on YouTube. Until next time, happy hunting, stay safe out there, and stream what you love. Please come on back tonight for another episode of the Firearms Tales, and then just, you know, follow the page, follow the YouTube channel, and check in. Trying to do a lot more hardware reviews as well. I do have a Nintendo Retro Controller in for review, a Rocat gaming mouse in for review, and a Red Dragon keyboard. So hopefully I'll get around to that. If you swing over to GearWorks.com, you'll see that I most recently finalized my review of the Fluence AI40 bookshelf speakers, which you can't see now because they're behind desktop 2 over there. But that's going to do it for me. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good time. I'm out.
Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Rien suffit pour miner, mais rien suffit pour réanimer. J'ai tout le nécessaire pour stimuler l'esprit, l'aérer ou l'aider. Apprendre la vie du bon côté, le côté positif, oui, le côté battant. L'autre versant de la montagne ou du volcan humain, celui qui le plus se manifeste dans mes écrits. Attends donc un peu, il revient. Attends, comme le retour du printemps. À présent, Tintin, l'ambiance du renouveau. Regarde, ma pensée déteint sur la tienne. Je détiens la force de la sérénité, même si je fais des pieds et des mains pour maintenir le fourré dans ce monde en couleur terne que je dépeins. Puis repeins, où les vivants s'apparentent aux défunts, se résignant à la fatalité omniprésente d'un destin de stress, de pression sans fin. Obsession du gars et des biens matériels, c'est sans frein. Rien suffit, rien suffit, rien suffit, oui, rien suffit. Mais je capte le besoin d'un discours différent. Voilà pourquoi un beau jour dans mon esprit naquit. La rime métisse, une poignée de jouiront tous partis dans le lot périple de la musique sans se soucier du danger. Savoir et savoir vivre engrangé, désormais prêt à échanger les données de base. Si tous nous n'étions que des étrangers, de par ce transfert d'un genre très particulier. Se crée le lien en public ou en privé. J'y vais de bon cœur, dénoue le nœud des nerfs de l'esprit positif émergent. Agis face à tous ces préjugés comme un détergent. J'en ai encore des tas à découvrir, à explorer. J'espère que tu seras du voyage comme les yeux rivés sur un bouquin intéressant. Moi je peux dévorer ces pages une à une en quelques minutes, car ma soif de connaissance n'a pas de satiété.
Computer.
Rien suffit.
Stop the title.
Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Rien suffit. Oui, rien suffit. Mon rap un grand jeu de société, mon âme plongée, mon âme plongée, mon âme plongée dans un état de sauvegarde.